Hi, welcome back to my journal journey. Today I'm setting up August in my bullet journal and I'm using a lot of Upsy Daisy stencils to set up the decorations. These stencils were from one of the subscription boxes. I think it was called Road Trip. You would have seen on the front page, and it's got this beautiful little van. That's the dream, to have one of those vans. And it's super simple to draw out. The only downside is that it's quite big, so this is the only place that I was able to use that particular stencil. Throughout my dailies, because I'm switching back to dailies for the 6 weeks holiday, I will be using some of the stickers that came in the set. I tried to match my Tambo colours up to the colours on the stickers to get a bit more cohesion, but it's just super cute, and I'm not mad about the colour choices because I do quite like what Upstairs he decided for the sticker colour choices. And I kept the cover page nice and simple. I went with another quote on the left hand side, which I penciled out using the stencils because I really enjoy roughly going over with the felt tips. Same with the August for the title. I also like to mix up the different types of fonts. So having quite a big collection now of the font stencils is excellent. For these glasses, a couple of years ago, I made my own stencil with sunglasses, flip-flops, shells, starfish, just to go with another one of the themes that I went with, and it looks beautiful. I'm going with the washi tape that came with the road trip subscription box, and then also this sunshine one. As you can see, I've got my themed drawer of washi tapes out where I've got summer, fall, and a few for coronation and whatnot. So I've just dipped into that drawer. That washi tape, because it was the end of the roll, didn't want to stick down, so I just added a tiny bit of glue. I have gone in and already drawn out the grid for the August calendar, just because it's just drawing a few lines, and I go for just a simple 3cm by 3cm box for each day. I was going to do a little palm tree, but then I realised it was just a little bit too short. So back to one of the stencils that I'd previously made. I just popped some starfish and shells. I'm kind of going for a road trip / beach theme for summer. And I did have a slot for the little lines on the shells, but I ended up just freehanding them because the lines weren't cut very wide, so it was quite hard to get a pencil in. I've managed to use the colours mainly that I'd already used for the cover page, which was really good. I just added this light brown in for the seashells. I will be adding more colours later. It was a very pen heavy setup. but I haven't done one of those in quite a while, so I'm okay with that. I have dotted in the corner of each box just to highlight the date because I'm going back to dailies for the 6 weeks holiday. This page is going to be really important with important dates. That's a lot of importance throughout the month. Then I thought because it's the summer holidays, I'll do a little snapshot slash highlights of the summer. I'm not planning to go away anywhere, but you never know what the summer will bring. I love doing these Polaroids. The only downside is because the stencils are not the thickest, which is what you want, and the boxes are quite big. I do get quite a few slips when doing them. So now Upsy has the rainbow boxes, and I don't use them as much as I'd like to because of how much the sides of the stencils slip, and it becomes quite awkward to position, hold, and draw. And then I remembered that I needed some washi tape just to add that extra little bit. Then finally, I'm onto my review page where this is the second stencil out of that subscription box, and it's probably my favourite part. I love the old-fashioned signposts. So I wanted, instead of days of the week on the signposts, I wanted the titles for the different areas of my review. I didn't write them in because of having wet ink. I didn't want to write it and then colour over it and smudge all the ink. So they are left blank, and they're still blank at the moment. But when it comes to review, I will write them in. I wanted a bit of a mismatched theme. Some colours work better than others. I was a bit silly and I didn't pick out my colour swatch chart when picking out these colours, so I was just eyeballing the lids, and that orangey one, it's too orange for my liking, but we live and learn. And because I'm going to dailies, we're just going to have a flip through of the setup pages for August. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.